don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Hi everyone, it's Mike here. So as you can see from the jumbled mess on my desk, I'm going to create today a Christmas kind of vintage postcard. A little bit of vintage art going on. So I've got some washi tapes, I've got a really cute image which is about the same size as an ATC. I've got some bits and pieces of ephemera, I've got a sheet of William Morris inspired paper, a sheet of A Silent Night Christmas Carol. I've got a piece of watercolour cardstock which has been cut to 4 inches by 6 inches. I've left it a little bit rough. This is mixed media cardstock, approximately 250 GSM if you're interested, or about £169. Yes. So we've got an old little mini postcard. I've got a couple of old tiny vintage Christmas cards I'm going to throw in there as well. We've got some like paper flowers that are from an old Studio Light die cut book that wasn't die cut. An old Australian stamp from what looks like the 1940s, 50s maybe, don't know, possibly, not really sure. And of course I've got my little, oh there's another little faux stamp there as well, an old British one, it's a Georgian one. And then we've got a little quote, Christmas Memories. Also got my Tim Holt Stampers Anonymous postcard or postcards CMS 099 stamp set, very well loved as you can see. Actually some of them I've never even used. You can tell which ones I favour, can't you? Stays on ink pad, paper scruffer, and a sheet of reddish kind of motley grungy cardstock from a Tim Holtz set. I'm not sure which one because it's been orphaned from the front cover, but this one's got lots of different ephemera bits on it. There's some poison labels, kind of apothecary stuff, but I'm not using that side, I'm using that side. Okay, so where to start? Well, the first thing to do is to create my first layer on my postcard paper. So this has been cut at 4 inches by 6 inches, so I need to cut down this sheet of motley cardstock to just a little bit less than that. And of course I've left my trimmer right at the other side of the room, which is normal for me. Can't remember to do anything right. Okay, so if I cut that down, say just under 4, that way, and then just cut that just under 6 that way, so that can then get put back with the rest of the pack. That's going to become my first layer on the postcard, and then my William Morris inspired piece wants to be cut down a little bit more than that. So we'll whip off a piece of that, and then it wants to be a little bit more at the other side. So cutting evenly all the way around, he says. So now that will then layer on there with a tiny little border all the way around. Just about see it. Actually, I may take just a tad more off from the other side, just a tad more, like so, and then maybe that side as well. So looking at this, it doesn't look like I even cut it straight. Sounds about right for me. Okay, so that's better. See a bit more of that red on there now. So we've got a couple of layers on there to start off with. So I'll need some glue. Before I do that, I want to scruff up the edge. So I'm going to scruff up the edge a little bit more on this one. So this is, if obviously a bladed edge scruffer. If you haven't got one, you could always use the blade of a pair of scissors, but please be careful. Ian has recently stabbed himself in the thumb with a pair of scissors, quite badly. Can't be trusted or unsupervised. I can't even remember what we were doing. Building furniture, I think. We were unpacking a piece of furniture. Recently built some flat packed furniture and he's stabbed himself in the thumb with a pair of Tim Holtz scissors. So there you go. We can maybe blame Tim if you like. Okay. Okay, so we've scruffed those down. Excellent. So now we're just going to add some distress. Let's get some distress on there. It ain't a vintage project unless you've got distress. Just add a little bit around the edge of that back piece. Not that you're going to see loads of it, but we knows it's going to be there. Just knock all those excess bits off. Lovely kind of layering. Like it, like it, like it. Okay, so let me just quickly give my worktop a wipe. Just get rid of that ink. Okay. Get that dry off. And then we'll glue these two together. So this is going to be one of those clustery postcards or clustery kind of projects that I like to do, layering, tucking in bits of ephemera. It's a Christmas postcard. There we go. Excellent. That's the first layer. Right, so the next is going to be this piece of Silent Night music paper, which I'm just going to tear down the sides. I'm not going to scruff it, I'm going to tear this one just to give it a little bit of a different look. Only going to do the sides, and then we'll grab that distress ink again. Go around the edges. So it can be used as a postcard, can be used as a card front. You can create the one. If you've got a scanner, pop it under your scanner. Create a nice little common Christmas card. Right, let's get some glue on that. When I say common, I mean you can create multiple cards to send to multiple people. Not that the Christmas card is common. Okay, so next we'll stick that down on there like that. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. So next we'll start to build up our little cluster. So I want my nice little vintage girly. So we'll go around the edges. Give it a nice kind of vignetted framey effect you can get on old-fashioned photos. I've had this one in my collection for so long. Like I said before, this has been printed and cut at around about the same size as an ATC, so 2.5 by 3.5 inches. Obviously 2.5 being the smaller edge. Duh. Yeah, I know. I know you're not daft. Okay, so next bit, postcard, which we'll just give a quick scruff down to. I'm going to be tucking this one underneath my little girl, so I don't need to go on all 4 sides. I don't know why I keep putting the distress ink away. Okay, so bit of glue. So we start building the cluster up independently. So let's do that just up there, so that stamp is visible, like so, like that. Then we'll bring in a couple of those pieces there. Oh no, I didn't distress those, did I? Oh, bum, 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 bum. There we go. So let's stick a bit of glue on the back of that. I'm using Elmer's Goes on Purple Dries Clear school glue, just in case you were wondering. I'll put that in the corner like so. So we'll just cross over that cluster corner there. And then this one we'll put underneath, I think. So add a little bit of glue just in that corner. And then stick that one down like so. So creating the cluster to go on there, just like so. But before we do that, obviously I want to add some washi tape. Whoop. Right, so let's have a look. I've got some kind of Christmassy Argyle style kind of Christmas. So let's see where we're going to put it. Right, I want to run some so that it's going to come about there. So if I pop that little bit there and then just lift that off now, and then run that piece up there, that's going to sit just like so. Now I'm going to create like a visual triangle with this, so that we've got it in kind of like 3 places, which will then help try and keep it straightish. I'm going to snip that bit off there because I don't want it to go over the edge. Actually, no, I'm not going to snip anything, I'm going to tear it. That's what washi tape's designed for. Put your scissors away. Okay, so that piece then is going to go up there, that's going to go like that, and then we want another piece down here at the bottom, so that can go right underneath the Santa there. So let's just position that back where we think we're going to need it. So if I start it about there, that's going to be about right. So I'll lift that off. smoothie it down. There we go. So we've created that kind of visual triangle. So you've got that, that and that, which then helps just draw the eye around the page. So now we've got those, we can stick the lot down. But I'm not going right to the edges because I like it when it kind of lifts up, it gives you that little bit of texture. And that's what it's all about. So now we know where we're laying things down. Give it a bit of a twist. Give it a push. If anything's kind of twisted a little bit. Okay. Fantastic. So, quotes, Christmas. Again, some glue. And then we'll put that up there. So we can still see the washi tape, and then the memories. Add some of that distress ink first. Okay. Get rid of some of those bobbly bits that are kicking around, and then this one can go down here like that, kind of mirroring that corner to corner thing, but still showing through a little bit of that washi tape, so we don't lose any of that. Like so. Okay, now I did say we had some old die cuts as well, and there was a stamp somewhere. Yes, an old stamp there. I know it's already dirty and grungy and old as it is. So let's get a bit of glue on the back of that. And we'll stick that down there. Now, obviously, there's got a red kind of background all the way around that, a red frame. Then we've got green. Then we've got greens and reds. Sorry, you've got two layers of green with the Silent Night music paper and the William Morris paper. Then all your red highlights are kind of to the foreground, which kind of just helps to kind of coordinate everything together. Now then, have I got an embossing tool? I think I have. Again, other side of the room. It says running and then running back. Oh, let's just distress all these first. So I've got three, two large, one small. So hopefully, okay. So, pricking mat, embossing tool. If I just rub that really, really gently in the middle, you see how it just starts to curl up. So we've now got a kind of 3D flower. So just rub it gently in the middle. You can as well, if you want to, just spritz this with water before you do that. But if you do spritz it, it will make it easier because the fibres will be softer in the paper. But don't spritz it and then do it straight away. Let the water just absorb a little bit first, but don't. It's going to have to be one of those trial and error things where you kind of just work out how you're going to do it, because if you do it for too long, leave it for too long, it'll get too soft, and if you don't leave it long enough, yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, so let's drop that about there, and then the other one, just put a little blob of glue out there. Just twist that while it's still wet so we can push those so they're overlapping a little bit. And then the last one, I'll just tuck in there. There we go. Okay, so that's pretty much the front of the card done. Now it's time to do the back. So I did have my stamp press somewhere, he says, trying to reach it from the floor without breaking his neck. Right, stamp press. Let me just zoom out a little bit. There we go. A little bit more room to play with now. So I've got that piece of cardstock that we talked about earlier. Okay. So I'll just drop that down on there. I'm not going to bother with the corner. And then pick our favourite postcard one, which I think will be this one this time. So that's going to be this one. And then I'm going to lay that down kind of midway, unless we do it that way. Yeah, why not? Let's do it that way for a change. Don't often get portrait. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Postcards. Duh, honestly. Right. Let's get this inkied up. Do you know what? I'm not. I'm going to turn it round. Big mistake. Schoolboy error. There we go. Let's do a different one. Let's use the one underneath for a change. Okay, so yeah, let's do it landscape. Betterer. Typical look. Alright, let's drop that down. Let's see where it gets us. One more application, I think. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. So we've got our little postcard front. Let's put that to one side. Stick a piece of card in there so I don't gum up the base. And then we can turn that round and now get the whole of the glue. And then we can stick that down to the front of the postcard, just to even it up with our fingers. give it a gentle push. There we go. One lovely vintage Christmas postcard. For the use of. There we go. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create that Christmas postcard. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, particularly this year, these videos would not be possible. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now.